Number 14, BYU takes down Wyoming 94-68. What a game from Khalifa. He was doing it all. Oh, yeah, the one turnover. He got to 37 straight assists without a turnover before that last one. Welcome to the wrap-up show. Jeremy Jordan, Jonathan Tavernari in the house, Chris Kozlowski, Tyler Haas. This was an impressive win. I feel like we've said this 12 times now, and we have. BYU's 12-1, and the Cougs end non-conference on a really high note.
Yeah, the first half was a little bit like, whoa, what's going on? What's going on? And then in the second half, they came and, give credit to Wyoming because they kind of played the same way. They scored 35 points second half. But BYU was just that unstoppable force, 50 points in the second half. And playing the way that we've seen them play and that we enjoy to play. Sharing the ball, making it fun, getting stops, extra passes, the Egyptian magician doing his thing. And, great tune-up before conference starts, Possibly the only thing I would say is I hoped to get a little bit more out of Jackson Robinson, but again, coming back from an injury, and you understand it. A big week for him before Cincinnati.
Yeah, 10 points for Jackson off the bench, 5 of 14, 0 of 4 from 3. Certainly hope for more in the future, but Noah Waterman led the way for BYU, 17 points tonight, 8 rebounds, was 5 of 10 from distance, Kristen.
Well, this is why this team is so special, because even though Jackson Robinson, the leading scorer, comes in, didn't have the greatest night shooting the ball, everyone else is able to step up, and Waterman just got going from everywhere, shooting the ball well. At 6'11", just a long frame, and what I love about his game more than what he does scoring the ball is how hard he's going in there to get the rebounds. He had 8 rebounds in this game as well, and just creating more opportunities for this team.
It's like BYU is sort of star-proof in that they're not reliant on any one person, any game, Ty, where, okay, the synergy, the sum of the parts is greater than the whole. They're not like, oh, this one player has scored 28 for us. It's a different guy every night. And BYU had, 4 guys in double figures, 6 guys with 9 or more.
Yeah, it feels that. Excuse me.
You catch him an eye?
Yeah. I think so. No, it seems like this is a really, really deep roster, and that makes the best teams that make a deep run in the NCAA tournament. They have a deep roster with lots of weapons that anyone can get hot on a given night. And I really think in talking with some of these players and coaches that everyone has bought into that idea of, hey, team first, we're going to win, we're going to play this way, we're committed to finding the best shot possible. And it's evident in the way that they're playing and sharing the ball. They finished with 27 assists, and that just seems like a normal number for this team to go 25-plus assists. That doesn't happen on every team.
Number 1 in the country in assists per game. Atiki has a career high tonight, 14 points, 8 rebounds. He continues to impress, and you mentioned that some NBA scouts that are actually looking at him.
I mean, the things that he did tonight is exactly what we talked about, off air. I mean, he's rebounding, he is running the floor, he's finishing at the rim. Kristen, you and I were talking about earlier, if you do one thing well in the NBA, you're a millionaire. If you do 2 things well in the NBA, you're a multi-millionaire. And Ty, from our experience as, you get to the next level, can they teach somebody that is freakish athletic 1 or 2 skills so that you can perfect it? And I see the way Khalifa is, Atiki just did that tonight. You can see that improvement and that, hey, next step and the next step and the next step, and his progression has been great able to see this last few games.
Who tweeted or texted you that he should be Atiki alley-oop Atiki?
Yeah,
because he had 3 tonight.
That's right. Shout out to Mike Rose, my guy. Mike Rose,
3-point shooter.
Yeah, alley-oop Atiki. I like that. So wish I could have come up and took the credit, but just like this BYU team, you got to make sure you hit the dime. You give credit where credit is due.
On the pick and rolls, he was really good in that, and rolling and throwing it down a couple of times. Trevin Nell, 17 points tonight, 5 rebounds, shot the ball really well, 7 of 10 from the field, 3 of 5 from distance, 5 rebounds as well, all in 22 minutes. There's not like, Kristen, guys playing, it's these 4 playing 30-plus minutes. No one plays 30 minutes a game on this team.
No, and that's the benefit of this team, the depth that Coach Pope has, that second unit. But Nell is kind of that experienced leader on that first this first rotation, him and Spencer Johnson, and he's just been so effective, and he's kind of been the second half guy. 14 points in the second half. We saw that last game as well, and just steps up when he knows he has opportunities, takes his opportunities. I feel like he really reads the defense. He's a read and react guy, and that's exactly what fits this style of offense for Coach Pope. React to what the defense is. Don't force the shot. That's why we're seeing so much ball movement. It doesn't get sticky. Nobody's really going one-on-one, and that's why they're so successful.
Jackson Robinson had 10 points tonight. Tyler, how would you evaluate his performance back from an ankle injury, missing one game?
Yeah, you could tell he's trying to find his rhythm again. Anytime you miss a game, you take a few days off. But I like how aggressive he is. You know, I like him taking shots. Expect those shots to go in. Definitely going into the Big 12, he needs to be a guy that's looking for a shot. But I think he can shoot better. He knows that, and I expect him to pick it up next game.
When you see a mid-range that isn't like a floater off a screen and roll, you're kind of like, whoa, what is this shot in the offense? But they exist. Those shots exist.
Right.
Robinson and Baker.
Yes,
Probably more than
Robinson
anybody.
and Baker.
And they're taking that away too, and they're going to see that more and more. Jackson Robinson, Trevin Nell, Spencer Johnson, they're going to make them do something else off the dribble.
But to your point, we were talking a little bit before, you know, the wrap-up show about good, better, best, and finding the best shot.
Yeah.
Right. If there's somebody on this team that I would be okay with taking some tough shots, some, you know, borderline bad shots, it'll probably be Jackson, because I feel like he earned that respect, and he earned that, hey, I can maybe force a shot or two. And so to be able to find his rhythm, you know, I mean, as somebody that could score all the time, you know how that goes. But the best team of this team is, like you mentioned, good, better, best. And they share the ball, and it's not sticky, and they want to play for each other. To me, that's unbelievable.
It's awesome because there's so many shooters on the floor. I think they're super confident in whoever gets the ball, whoever goes up, all the way to, you know, Ali Khalifa, who knocked down, a couple of threes tonight, which was awesome. He is a game changer, and it's not just the fact that he has the assist, right? But tonight was his best game as a Cougar. He's had 8 or more assists in 4 games in his career. This was his BYU career high in assists. But the fact that he can go 9 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, had the 1 turnover, which is like the story, which is hilarious. He is so unique. And he went to 37 assists without a turnover in a row. That streak ends tonight, but what an unbelievable streak.
To be a good passer, you have to obviously have the court vision, keep your head on the swivel and see that, but then the ability to make it with the timing, the right timing to place the ball where it's supposed to go, and he has all of that. So it's not just about, oh, I see it, but I'm a little bit late, right? Like he's pocket passing those or getting that pass just as the cutter's getting in a perfect spot to score and really setting up his team to be in a successful
That
situation.
one pass he had, we were here and we're like, oh, that's a Luka Doncic pass. That was unbelievable. So you're talking about having the IQ. He was
Talk about the wraparound pass on the baseline.
That was unbelievable. And so it goes to your point. I mean, IQ, understand the game, understand spacing, and where people are moving. That's unbelievable.
And you played against Luka when he was a teenager?
Yeah, it was an interesting experience. And so he was very young. He wasn't Luka Doncic yet. And so, but I had a couple of teammates from the national team. J.C. Carroll was on that team.
Utah State.
And with Utah State, star. And I'll never forget my teammate from the national team, Augusto Lima. And I'm like, hey, so who do you guys have? I mean, you got anybody that's kind of coming up or any prospects? And they looked at, and they said, you see that kid over there? And I see you know how it is because you played over there, and you know that there's just some kids.
I played against him too as a 16-year-old.
But I'm talking about like there's just some kids on the team that you're like, okay, it just probably get some playing time with the older guys. And he's like, in about 4 or 5 years, he will be an NBA star. In 6, he might be the best player in the world. And I'm like, stop lying. Yeah, right. And I mean, just to see his progression from there on was unbelievable.
Hey, I love story time. We do have the pass. Here's the pass from Ali Khalifa. The wraparound. Look at this. Look at the vision. And it gets past caught. And
but it comes back to him.
Yes.
We were on our edge trying to.
This was all just to get him a 3. He had that kind of.
But he would have rather had the assist than that 3, I guarantee it. But it went down for him.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Sam Griffin was unbelievable in this game, too. A 25-point score for Wyoming. He kept them in it at times. 5 rebounds, 5 assists as well, Ty.
Yeah, he was tough all night, played with a lot of aggression and force getting downhill. He was so good in that high ball screen, little in and out move, just really shifty, kept guys on their toes all night, played at a really good pace, gets really good at getting guys on his hip. Here he is shaking and baking, Spencer Johnson.
No, wait a minute, that's awesome.
But he's really good at getting guys on his hip and then just making a good decision off of that.
This is a good Wyoming team that they beat. And really, there were times where you saw glimpses of it, and there were times where you didn't. But with Griffin, it's the difference between this BYU team where everyone can go off and score double figures, and this Wyoming team where Griffin, you can tell, has to carry the heavier load. He's the only guy in double figures at the half. They finished with 4 guys in double figures, but it was more one-sided versus BYU has been so balanced, so it's tough to defend a team like that.
Those 25 were the second most points scored against BYU by an individual this year. Casey Morsel of NC State had 28. Okay, the final stats are presented by Economics Partners, run by BYU alums and diehard Cougar fans. Economics Partners is a premier national business valuation firm. Learn more at econpartners.com. JT, what sticks out the most besides bench points?
I would say keeping the turnovers below 10. You know, that was something that pretty much every coach that I had stressed, you know, to the fact that if you're not turning the ball over, that means that you're trying to do something to score the ball, right? I mean, that's probably the easiest way to say. If you're not turning the ball over, I would rather, and I tell my little boy that I would rather you shoot a backward shot than turning the ball over, because at least you're trying to score, right? And the way BYU did it, and let's also be realistic, about 3 or 4 of those turnovers are in the last 3 minutes. And so if you can keep it, realistically, that stat is about, you know, 5, maybe 6, which is an outrageous number. So to me, that's what sticks out the most.
Well, and you got 27 assists and 9 turnovers, which realistically, like you're saying, is probably 6. Like,
yeah, you'll take 3 to 1 or better
ratio. Yeah.
27 assists and how many field goals?
On 39.
39.
My gosh, can you imagine?
We can. We've seen it a lot this year.
13, 12,
it's been fun.
12,
we've seen it 9 times at home.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
So it's unbelievable.
Yeah, BYU 9-0 at home. Much